Extra special day here at the Ramsey Show in Ramsey headquarters. Our good friends Joshua Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus, known as the Minimalists, are visiting with us. We love these guys. We love the work that they do, and it is so akin to teaching you people to live on less than you make, a concept Congress can't grasp. So honored to have my friends here in the studio. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey, we're honored to be here. Thanks for having us.
Dave, we love you, brother.
You too, man. So the new doc is out. Less is Now on Netflix, and it's a huge hit. I mean, it's, as always with you guys, the only thing you had that harmed it was you put me in it. But and so all the Dave haters now hate the Minimalists. It's mandatory to cancel somebody for something.
Oh, man.
But anyway, it's fabulous. It's very well produced. I love the scenes and your artistic touch, as always, standing in front of the brick walls and stuff, and the camera angles and the reenactments of when you were working and all that kind of stuff. It's very well done, guys. Did you have fun on it?
Oh man. So much fun. I wish I could say that we had, something to do with that art piece of it, but really our director, Matt Diavella, he is a savant. So yeah, the videography really, I got to give it up to Matt. I got to give credit where credit's due. But yeah, we had a lot of fun making it, and really glad to see it going across the TV screens all across the world.
Yeah, it's gone huge. Okay, let's backtrack because there might be someone out there who just emerged from a cave and never heard who the Minimalists are. And so we should upgrade their knowledge and catch them up to where the rest of us are. So minimalism and the Minimalists. Give me the 2-minute version of what it is and how you got here.
Yeah, so it really started with two events in my life. My mother died, my marriage ended both in the same month. I was 28 years old, sort of at the pinnacle of my corporate career. I was ostensibly successful, had all the trappings of the American dream. But for me, that also meant a lot of debt, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and of course, in our world, a lot of stuff. The average American household has 300,000 items in it. I had all of those things and more. And it's not that there's anything inherently wrong with the things. The problem is that I had so much stuff that I was forsaking the people closest to me. And I realized that all of my priorities were out of whack. I was so focused on so-called success and achievement and stuff, accumulating these things. They weren't making me happy. They weren't doing their job. And I realized I needed to simplify my life. And that's really where this thing called minimalism came in. Minimalism is just the thing that gets us past the things so we can make room for life's most important things, which aren't things at all. That's not to say that Ryan and I are against stuff. The problem is we have so much stuff, it's actually getting in the way of living a meaningful life.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, most of us in America, we're just stuff obese. I mean, we just have stuff coming out our ears. When you move and you have a box, I remember this when I was a kid when we were moving. You have a box that says seldom used kitchen items. That might be a sign that you have too much stuff.
Yeah, sounds like another name for junk drawer to me.
Yeah, in the kitchen junk drawer. Right. Seldom used kitchen. Ronco apparently sold this crap. I mean, I don't know. But we buy everything in sight and because we're sold everything in sight.
What did you call it in the documentary? You called it stuffitis, right?
Stuffitis, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we unfortunately, we look at these things as a shortcut. We look at purchasing the new car, going on the vacation, buying the bigger house. I know for me, when I got into minimalism, it was because I wanted to get my time back. And the reason why I didn't have control of my time is because I had so much debt. And to pay all of those debt payments, I had to work a crazy job, 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week. And every time I got a promotion, I never thought to myself, oh, here's an opportunity for me to pay off debt. It was always an opportunity for me to buy more. Yeah. Because I was looking for a shortcut to happiness. I was looking for a shortcut to status, a shortcut for significance, really, in some ways.
Well, and our messages have overlapped for probably close to a decade now, where we just say stuff like, it's okay to have a nice car. It's just not okay for your nice car to have you.
That's exactly right.
It's the same kind of vibe. It's this whole thing. No, stuff is not evil, but when you gorge yourself on stuff, you're going to get satiated. You're never satisfied.
Yeah. Right. It's called the hedonic treadmill, right?
Yeah.
What we do is we get something, and that becomes our new baseline. And so I went from the Toyota to the Lexus. And so when I had a Lexus, all of a sudden I needed two Lexuses. Lexi. Because
they're running herds.
One was not enough. In our culture, it's always more. We never stop to consider less. And the only way to consider less is to identify what is enough in my life. And when we identify we have enough things, what are we making room for? Well, we're making room for our values. We're making room for contribution. We're making room for our family and friends, the people in our lives. It's much more about that than it is about amassing more things into our ever busy lifestyles.
So less is more. The old maxim is where you came up with less is now.
Yeah.
Because it's so cool to be now. And again, when you want to read, this is not a thing to say you're spiritually evil if you have stuff.
No.
It's not a thing to say stuff is bad at all.
No.
It's not the stuff's fault.
No.
It's that we put it on a pedestal, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I look at it's easy to do. The advertisements we see every day, it's over 5,000 advertisements. That's a lot of noise. It's a lot of things seeping into our subconscious. So, I mean, a thing like minimalism really helps us kind of sift through all that noise. And what I really like about our documentary Less Is Now is it's about starting over. It's about someone who is stressed out by their stuff, stressed out by debt, who really is looking to make a shift in their life. We have we're calling them everyday minimalists in this documentary. Everyday people who have found a way to start over, whether they're single, whether they have families, and they've really been able to make some major changes in their lives to live a more meaningful life.
It's impossible to sit and watch the documentary though, and not just go pause and go, God, there's so much crap in this house.
I'm sorry, or you're welcome. I don't know.
It's just useless, you know? I mean, it's just useless.
Think about this, Dave. We've been using this word a lot lately. Essential. Essential businesses, essential travel. But now a lot of us have been stuck at home for more than we bargained, and all of a sudden we're looking around saying, what is essential in this house?
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to need all these things, especially if I'm spending more time at home, but it turns out I need it less than ever. It's just getting in the way.
The documentary is Less Is Now by the Minimalists. Ryan, Nicodemus, Joshua Milburn are with us, and you guys be sure and check it out on Netflix. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about this, but this is this idea of minimizing, this idea of simplifying. It's catching on. It's the minimalists have created a huge movement around this, and it gives you good pause psychologically to tap the brakes a little bit and just go, okay, what matters? What is real? I'm going to be intentional with this life. Spiritually, godliness with contentment is great gain. Just breathe a little bit. Maybe if Amazon didn't show up at your front porch for a whole week, life would go on.
I think you'll be all right.
Who knew? And gosh, I mean, you can, man, I'm telling you. Wow. All right, we'll be back with these guys for one more segment here in just a second. It's the Minimalists. So $240 billion is spent on advertising today.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And when you think just about what is spent on a given item, or we think about the power now of Amazon or the power of Facebook marketing or the power of the data collection that Google has on individuals to custom offer you things that you just can't do without because the offer is so dialed in to exactly who you are.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you really, if you don't have a lot of intellectual prowess, you are almost powerless to the sway that they put over the top of you in this. And so we end up with just what we're talking about is the minimalists are about minimizing your life. Not stuff is evil, not money is evil, not you're a bad person if you have a nice car. It's not that kind of stuff. This is not Gnosticism, it's minimalism.
Right.
And so, but it is about make your stuff have meaning. And when you've got so much stuff you've just gorged on it, it's just like all you do is eat candy. And you've got no nutrition in your life. Your stuff is giving you no nutrients.
Yes.
There's no happiness coming from it. The documentary is Less Is Now. And with all this advertising money spent, we've all got to put our guards up because otherwise we just get sucked into this vortex of consumerism, materialism, and lost. So you guys have helped so many people by giving them a guideline, giving them a rule or a step. So what's the first thing if you go, yeah, Dave, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what Joshua and Ryan are saying, but so what do I do now? Because I got a house full of crap.
Well, we start the film with a question. How might your life be better with less? And the reason we ask that question, it starts with the why to instead of the how to. The how to sort of manifests as soon as you understand the why. And that's what I love with what you do with your work is helping people understand the benefits of becoming debt-free. The same thing is The benefits of simplifying your life, understanding the why. For some people, it's financial freedom. Sometimes it's getting your time back. Sometimes it's improving your relationships. Sometimes just, I want less stuff to clean in my house. My house is so full of clutter. But also realizing that physical clutter is just a physical manifestation of what's going on inside us. If you have a bunch of material clutter, you have spiritual clutter, mental clutter, emotional clutter, all of this internal clutter. And it starts with the stuff, but as we start decluttering that stuff, we're able to look inward. We also have some rules, like we have 16 rules for living with less on our website. It's a free ebook people can download. And I'll give you a couple of them here. One's the seasonality rule. We also call it the 90-90 rule. If you look at an item in your house and say, have I used this item in the last 90 days? If not, am I going to use it in the next 90 days? If not, I give myself permission to let go. And that covers all seasons. So right now, did I use it in the winter? Nope. Okay. Am I going to use it in the spring? Nope. Am I going to use it in the summer? Nope. All right, let's get rid of it. So we hold on to so many items just in case. Another rule we have, the just in case rule. Think about everything.
That's a hoarder rule.
Right.
That's the hoarder excuse for everything.
Yeah.
I might need this later.
Yeah, in some hypothetical future that doesn't actually exist. And so anything that we're holding on to just in case we can let go of because we can replace it for less than $20 in less than 20 minutes. Think about this, though. You never have to use the rule. Once you get rid of it, you don't miss the thing, and you're able to move on as soon as you let go.
It's really cheap insurance, and it's definitely cheaper than renting out a storage unit every single month to keep all that just-in-case stuff. That adds up for sure.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
The just-in-case surcharge.
Oh,
wow.
Here's one more
it's
for
a
you.
tax on just in case.
Yeah.
Spontaneous combustion rule. So if you have an item that's feeling a little bit burdensome and you're struggling, I put so much meaning in it. Of course, if everything's precious, nothing is precious, right? Mm-hmm. But if I'm putting so much meaning in this, but ask yourself, how would I feel if this item spontaneously combusted right now? How would that make me feel? And if you'd feel a sense of relief, maybe it's time to let go.
Yeah. Yeah. Does not mean you can burn your house down.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No. Another good place to start. I think you mentioned your daughter Rachel had played this game, but the 30-day minimalism game or the hashtag Less Is Now challenge. Mm-hmm. It's a great way to start because it helps you get that momentum that you need in order to start to decluttering your life. So the way it works is you find a friend or a family member who wants to get rid of some stuff, and we know that decluttering can be a little bit boring, a little tedious. So this makes it fun because you bring someone else in, and then you make a bet to see who can go the longest each day of the month getting rid of items. So you start on day 1. You get rid of 1 item. Then you go to day 2, you get rid of 2 items. And then day 3, 3 items. And then, so forth and so on. You probably get it. Whoever lasts the longest wins. If both people last the whole month, they both win because they would have gotten rid of about 500 items each, which is a great start.
Yeah.
That's a lot of junk.
It is.
Yeah, but watching the documentary, it was just like a thing of, Scotch tape. All right, mm-hmm. That's one thing. Mm-hmm. Or what? I mean, it doesn't have to be like you sold your car.
Right. Exactly. It
doesn't have to be a big item. It can be.
It can
but
be.
It doesn't have to be.
You could also, I guess you could technically count 12 paper clips on day 12. But that's kind of cheating. Don't do that.
It's the box. Come on, no cheating. Yeah, that's right. That's for sure.
Shoot.
So we're consumed with spending. This economy basically exists on spending. So, I mean, stimulus. We're going to stimulate things.
Yes.
We're going to stimulate things. And what this does, Rachel talked about it over dinner one night, because Rachel of our 3 kids is the spender, and she's obviously the one that is on the television, on the radio shows, does podcasts on best-selling books on money, which is irony of ironies. But Rachel's, she talked about it. It was almost like detoxing.
Yes.
It was a cleansing sense, a sense of, I just feel better.
Yeah. I'm complete in an empty room. And so there's nothing wrong with the stuff. It enhances my life. It augments my life. But it's not me. It's not part of my identity. Unfortunately, it has become part of our identity. I am this thing. And we even use terms like, I love my truck, or I love my house, or I love my bed. There's nothing wrong with enjoying things. We get confused when we love our truck, but I also love my wife. I love my daughter.
It's a little different. Yeah,
exactly.
A little different.
Yeah.
The documentary is Less Is Now. It is on Netflix. Both of the documentaries are still on Netflix, as a matter of fact. You can go see the original and see the whole sequence that way if you want to. Joshua Milburn, Ryan Nicodemus are my guests this half hour. And, we want people to take control of their money. We want them to get out of debt. And how does minimalism fit into that?
I mean, that's really why I started. I wanted to reclaim my time. I was, like I said earlier, I was working 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week to pay all of these debt payments. And I saw minimalism as an opportunity for me to simplify, for me to get rid of as much debt as possible. And really, I mean, Dave, my original plan was to go be a barista. I was going to go serve coffee 20, 30 hours a week, but in order to get there, I had to get rid of some stuff and I had to get rid of some debt. Now, the Minimalist was a beautiful accident. 10 years later, I still hope to be a barista one day, by the way.
Okay.
Just haven't got there yet.
We got a machine out here if you want to make some people coffee.
They
You
would
want
let me
practice,
touch the
you can.
espresso machine? All right.
Yeah, we can let you practice.
But I really just wanted to get my time back, and that's what I think minimalism can help anyone do. Anyone who is dissatisfied with the status quo, anyone who wants an opportunity to start over. I think minimalism is a way that people can do that. I don't want people to mistake it for the way. Like, we're not just saying minimalism is, but it's a way. It's a tool that people can use to reclaim
in
their time.
an area that we're just so overwhelmed, it's time to get a little underwhelmed. I mean, you know, minimalism. Hey,
peace.
new book coming out. You guys come back in July when this comes out.
Yeah.
Love people, use things. Be watching for it. You can probably learn about it at the minimalist.com, maybe a pre-purchase. This is an advanced reader copy I got. I'm not giving it back either. Love people, use things, because the opposite never works.
Right. Amen.
We even sign it for you.
Absolutely. Do it right now. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dave.